Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is January 17th, and right now it's about 3:45 p.m. This is video number 2 on the day. I just wanted to go over a few things because we do have another winter storm warning that's been issued for portions of western Washington. I want to talk a little bit more about tomorrow's system, and we're going to look about what is going on today with some of the convergence zone activity across some of the central sound and up towards some of Whidbey Island as well. We've got some snow continuing pushing off into the Cascades. Also, snow is wrapping up across some of Spokane out there as well, which leads me to my next point. I want to get some CoCoRaHS observers. It looks like we kind of lack that here across some of Washington State, even up across western Washington, southwest BC. You can become a CoCoRaHS observer. Stay tuned here in the video, and I'll show you the website here coming up. But you can become a weather observer and report snowfall amounts. Taking a look at the NAM3 camp. So what has been going on today? You can kind of see that we've been having these northerly winds come down the Fraser River Valley and even meeting across some of the Puget Sound. That's why we've been seeing some of the snowflakes flying across some of the Puget Sound. And if we look at the Doppler radar and we go to the one out here on Camano Island, you can see some of these bands set up across some of the Seattle Metro. So you may be seeing some wet snowflakes mixed in here. And if we put that into motion, you can see this activity moving around. You can see the northeast winds there from the weather observation there at Bellingham, and a little bit of southerly winds trying to kick back up across the Puget Sound as well. But tomorrow we've got another system coming in here also, and this is going to bring some east winds through the gaps here again, and it's going to try to start things off, especially for some of the areas back in the valleys. We could get some freezing rain, even some snow a little bit further north, and I'll show you some of those details coming up here also, and even out towards some of the Kitsap Peninsula and Port Townsend out here as well. Could start off as snowfall before we finally start to warm things up as we go on through the later portion of this week. Also, another round of snowfall is coming over the next couple of days for places like eastern Washington, and I'll go over some of the winter storm warnings across the Idaho Panhandle and Montana here in a moment as well. So if we go ahead and just jump back into things, let's go towards the NAM3 KM total snow CoCoRaHS ratio. So you can see the northerlies kind of coming down the sound as we go through the afternoon today. That's what's been going on. Then we're going to get this battle back and forth here between the southerlies trying to get reestablished as we go through tonight. We can see the Fraser River outflow as well as I scroll back and forth here. And it kind of points a little bit more off to the west. But then watch what comes here as we go through the day Thursday. See some of the snow flying here across some of the Kitsap Peninsula, maybe even a little bit towards Port Townsend here as well. And you see the snow starting to accumulate here across some of Vancouver Island, the San Juans, and you may even get a little bit of snowfall here across places mainly north of Seattle also. And again, some freezing rain maybe taking place here across some of the valleys tucked way back into the Cascades. There is a winter storm watch for that, as well as a little bit of snow accumulation. As you can see, these strong east winds, sometimes these bank up against the Olympic Mountains here for the Kitsap Peninsula. That can mean some of this colder air remains trapped as this moisture from the next Pacific system rides up over the area. So if I put that into motion, you can kind of see how these easterly winds remain all the way towards Friday, but we are going to start to warm things up, I promise, here eventually as we go through Friday coming up here. Now, taking a look at the accumulated freezing rain, I want to go over this because we're going to get a little bit of a break as we go through tonight. Some of that's still ongoing, maybe a little bit across some of the gorge areas there. But for the most part, we get a break tonight. But watch this as we go towards tomorrow. You can see some of this freezing rain showing up again to some of the Cascade foothills. And then you can see out here across some of the Kitsap Peninsula actually showing some freezing rain as well. And I'm not sure the validity of some of this north of Seattle for some freezing rain going on also. But you can see how this is piling up a bit here, maybe for places like Gold Bar and whatnot. In fact, that reminds me of something. Let's go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to click in here a little bit more and try to find that winter storm watch. There it is. So if we look at this winter storm watch is for let me bring this up here. So we're going for Thursday morning through late Thursday night, and talking about here we go. Total snow accumulations of up to 2 inches. Ice accumulations up to 1/4 inch possible. So that could cause some power outages as well. Winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour, mainly out of the east. So again, this is for tomorrow morning in through tomorrow night, that winter storm watch. I saw the alert come up on my smartphone, so I'm sure a lot of people are getting that. And they're seeing that and they're wondering what that is about. But that is the system that is incoming here tomorrow. And that's what could cause some of this freezing rain. And look at this. It even spits some more freezing rain back out across some of the Portland Metro here as well. You got to be prepared for that. Just going to keep that in the back of your mind here as we go on in through Thursday into Thursday night. And you can see the ice storm warning continues on as we speak right now. In fact, if we click on that, let's go ahead and see what it says, because you can see that this goes winter storm warning in effect from 4 a.m. Thursday to 4 a.m. Friday. So you can, that they're talking about that freezing rain here for some parts of the Columbia River Gorge. As you can see, Parkdale, Odell, Hood River, Carson, and Underwood out there. So yeah, Wild stuff. Now, additional snow tonight for eastern Washington. Most of this is wrapped up, and I see some of the CoCoRaHS reports coming out here, and again, more on that here in a moment, but you can see that, well, actually, I'll have to show you, but some of the CoCoRaHS reports are only showing an inch or two out here, and I'm pretty sure that there's been some more snow had across some of the region. But you can see snow decreasing, Spokane Metro 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. North Idaho, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And there's also some blizzard warnings up there across western Montana. But there is another round of some snow coming here, and I'll show you that in the European model here in a moment. I wanted to show the blizzard warning across northwest Idaho. It does include Kalispell and Polson out there as well. And you can see that you're talking about total snow accumulations 8 to 14 inches, winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. And the blizzard warning is because that's going to be prolonged for at least 3 hours. And the blizzard warning is in effect from 5 p.m. So this starts in about an hour or so, and it goes on in through 5 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursday, tomorrow morning. Now, this is what was going on from last night. You can see the NAM kind of swinging this low through the area here, and it passed kind of right over the Puget Sound here. So we're getting some of that return flow, and the northerlies coming back to down the Puget Sound in the wake of that. So that's what brought some of the snowflakes across some of the Seattle Metro and up towards Everett as we went through the day today, and actually Whidbey Island got a little bit of snow. And of course, you know about the big amounts. You've been looking at social media across some of Whatcom County, the San Juan, some of Southwest BC, and Vancouver Island being getting big snowfall amounts out of that. And then we turn our attention to this system out here, and that's what's going to be pulling these east winds across the area here and potentially banking some of that up against the Kitsap Peninsula there. And again, creating some of that shallow layer air. We could get some freezing rain as that precipitation runs over some of that cold air trap back in the valley areas here as we go on in through the day tomorrow. Now, I want to show this as well. So this is the 850 millibar temperatures. The cold air from that system is that low tract across Puget Sound. It's kind of filling back in here as we go through the day today. That was kind of helping us with some of this convergent zone activity and some of the snowflakes we were seeing. And then as we scroll off into the future, we have this system here. Again, it's going to bring some wintry weather here into the lowlands a bit. That's why that winter storm watch is out for those areas. And then we are going to start to warm up. So we scroll on in towards Thursday night into Friday, and you can see the warmer air start to intrude into a western BC and include most of the Puget Sound lowlands. In fact, I may have actually left that out. Let me go ahead and take a look at this. And so this winter storm watch covers East Puget Sound lowlands from Snohomish County to Pierce County, including Arlington, Gold Bar, Duval, Snoqualmie, Buckley, and Eatonville. And then there's a winter weather advisory out right now that goes until about 7 p.m. today for some of those convergent zone bands. But the winter storm watch is for Thursday morning to Thursday night. So I just wanted to clear that up there as well. Now, let's go ahead and dive back into this here with the European total snow CoCoRaHS ratio in inches. This was this morning's run. I'm going to put this into motion, and you can see as we went through the day today, we piled up some pretty good snow, I believe, across some of eastern Washington. Still waiting for some of those CoCoRaHS reports to come in, and across Idaho and Montana, and again, some of the blizzard warnings across some of northwest Idaho and Montana, actually just northwest Montana, winter storm warnings for Idaho. But as we go on in through Thursday night, you can see an additional round of snow here coming for eastern Washington. Some places getting 2, 3, 4 additional inches of snow, even down towards the Tri-Cities and Yakima and Spokane and Moses Lake out there in Ritzville, getting another round of snowfall incoming here. And then we warm things up and we keep the snow for, which some people tell me that aren't snow lovers in the lowlands, where it belongs, up in the mountains here. Now, this is the CoCoRaHS, so check it out. That's how you spell it, CoCoRaHS mapping system. You can sign up to become one of these weather observers here, and you can see some of these reports coming in from Vancouver Island. A lot of reports up over 7 inches. Vancouver up over 7 inches, a lot of reports. You can see some of the Whatcom County areas, and I've seen some local reports on social media for higher amounts, so I'm making a plea here to try to get people signed up for this, especially across some of the San Juans maybe as well. I mean, it looks like we have people reporting, but officially 2.5 showing up. Not a bad little snowfall, actually. And you can actually see somebody here in Seattle reported 1/10 of an inch of snowfall here. So yeah, interesting. You can see some trace amounts across Everett. But yeah, there's probably some places that have got some measurable snowfall. I know towards Marysville was snowing a little bit as well. I'd like to get some more CoCoRaHS observers out there if we can. And if we look out here for Spokane, it just may not have come in yet, but you can see some bigger amounts up towards Republic. and some of the Okanagan River Valley there, and Spokane. Again, I think that this will be coming in later, but you can see 1.6 for Moses Lake, 1.2 out in Dust Devil territory there in Ritzville, Washington. Now, taking a look at the extended, this is the 12Z European. We hadn't looked at this yet as of this morning. Here goes the next system here, and you can kind of see the warm front here with the east winds in advance of that, and we could set up for some wintry precip here, like I mentioned through the video this morning. Then we warm up with that system as we go on in towards Friday night. Then we start to bring those normal Pacific systems back into the region here. You can see some deeper lows trying to take aim here. No promises right now. We're not going to get into detail on anything out in Fantasyland just yet, but you can see there is some atmospheric river potential as we head off towards the end of January. We'll just continue to break things down day by day and get a clearer picture on that. This is the European 10-day precipitation anomaly, and you can clearly see the above average all the way up there from Hawaii all the way across some of the west coast up into BC, including Washington and Oregon as well. And this is something interesting I mentioned this morning, Pacific North American Oscillation. The GFS brings us out of it for a bit here, and this kind of keeps the low pressure systems out over the Pacific Ocean, more of a southwesterly flow here across much of the west coast. But then look at that, kind of throws us back into a negative territory here. So we'll watch for that. Just something fun to look at here through the end of January. But anyway, wanted to put that little update out there. I hope that wasn't confusing for you guys. But yeah, winter storm watch is in effect for tomorrow for some areas. That winter weather advisory should be wrapping up this evening with these convergent zone bands coming across the area. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. I'll do a full briefing again tomorrow. We'll try to see just how big of a deal this next storm system out here is. You can clearly see it out over the Pacific Ocean. It's going to bring that warm frontal feature up here across some of the area, and again some icing potential through the gorge, and may even try to emerge out across some of the Portland metro again as we go through the day tomorrow. So again, tomorrow morning we'll go over that and break it all down, normal briefing. So hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.